immigration showdown right now. Tension continues to escalate as the debate continues over what to do with all of the unaccompanied immigrant children coming across the border. Joining us now, live from Washington, D.C., Chairman of the Homeland Security Committee, Congressman McCaul. Good morning, Congressman. Now,
hi, Jose.
Congress is facing a recess and running out of time just to pass a funding bill. What happens if there's no deal reached before the August recess, which I think is supposed to begin tomorrow?
Well, look, this is a crisis that demands action, and being responsible, we have to get something done here. We have a bill that's on the floor today, actually two bills that address this crisis. The first one, I think, fundamentally changing this 2008 trafficking law, so we treat Central Americans the same way we treat Mexicans crossing over, which means within 72 hours they are swiftly and humanely brought back to their homes. We believe that will send a message of deterrence that will stop the flow of future children coming into the United States. Secondly, we deployed the National Guard down to the southwest border. Jose, as you know, our governor has already activated the National Guard, but I believe it's a federal responsibility to pick up the tab for that, not Texans. I think the federal government should be paying for the National Guard down there. And then finally, by the way, there's no new money in this bill. We offset it with FEMA disaster relief funds, and we basically use that to detain, remove, and repatriate them back to their homes. And then the last piece is Southcom, which is the Southern Command. The General Kelly, who I met with, plans to be in Guatemala to help seal that Guatemalan-Mexican border, which is where they are all crossing over, to stop this flow. So we think we have a very good package here that will address a solution. And then finally, we'll have an additional vote on this executive action that's called DACA, that we believe really started the surge of these children coming across. That executive action was passed in 2012. And since that time, you've seen the numbers more than double as a result of that. And we think the cartels have exploited that and messaged that down to the families to make money off these children that they bring up through Mexico.
Now, Congressman, what do we do with all of the children who are already here? Last October, they said 56,000. Now they're projecting about 90,000 by the end of this year and possibly more. What do we do with them?
Well, I think those assumptions, those numbers go down once we change the 2008 law. Once we start sending them back, the families aren't going to pay $7,000, $8,000 to send their children if they're not getting anything for their money. So we think when the children start to get sent back, they will stop coming and these numbers plummet. And that's I think the common sense approach here. The ones that are currently here are in the custody of Health and Human Services. But again, they are in the custody. We have to treat them humanely. But this bill will provide for the swift and humane removal from the United States and take them back home.
Sort of repatriation. But you are going to push for the federal government to pay for the National Guard use near the border right now?
Yeah, Jose, it makes no sense for the state of Texas to pick up the tab on a federal responsibility. It is the responsibility of the federal government to secure the borders. I applaud our governor and DPS and the sheriffs for what they're doing. But look, this is, again, a responsibility under the Constitution of the federal government. And as such, we should be paying for that tab. And that's what this bill will do. We'll provide the resources to deploy the National Guard, not only to Texas, but the entire southwest border. And I think that is a step in the right direction to securing that border.
Congressman Michael McCaul, Chairman of the Homeland Security Committee, thank you so very much for joining us here on Fox 26 Morning News, and hopefully something will become true law either later today or tomorrow. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jose.